Unfortunately, yesterday, HR3 passed. What was the party vote on that, Matt? Will you look at that up for me? HR3, we talked about this some time ago. This is when the House Republicans, one of the aspects of this HR3 bill,
I've got passing 251 to 175.
Yeah.
that's pretty darn close, I think, to a party line vote. Is that right?
That I have to do some more research, but it sounds like it.
HR3, one of the elements of this, you'll remember, was when Republicans were trying to redefine rape as only forcible rape. So things like statutory rape, incest, that's not really rape for the Republicans. So they took that language out. And they wanted to redefine rape so that if you were, let's say, you're a 12-year-old girl and you're not raped. You're not raped when that 25-year-old uncle has sex with you. I guess that's more like, I don't know, family time. So you're not raped, and therefore you're not eligible for Medicaid to pay for your abortion. Unless he roughs you up a little bit. And then, of course, you've got to prove that to the IRS. And so the Republicans who, I guess, I don't know. I mean, is it mean to women to say, like, if you're, we don't see any force, you're not raped? I don't know. I guess you could probably argue that's somewhat misogynist. To get this misogynist aspect of their bill in there, they took the language out, but what they did is they backdoored this by using the use of a committee report, a document that congressional committees produce outlining what they intend a piece of legislation to do. This is from a Nick Bauman piece in Mother Jones. If there's ever a court fight about the interpretation of the law, judges will look at the committee report as evidence of congressional intent and use it to decide what the law actually means. H.R. 3 says the bill will not allow the federal government to subsidize abortions in cases of statutory rape. The bill itself doesn't say anything like that, but the committee report says that. If a court decides that legislators intended to exclude statutory rape-related abortions eligibility from Medicaid funding, then that will be the effect. Now, you will hear conservatives say, well, this is just the Hyde Law. Or the Hyde Amendment, I should say. The Hyde Amendment was first passed in 1976. It forbids the use of federal funding to pay for abortions via Medicaid or other health services. Originally, Hyde allowed such funding only to save the life of a pregnant woman, but in 1993, abortion rights supporters were able to add 2 additional exceptions that allow Medicaid to fund abortions in cases of rape or incest. Those rape and incest exceptions have stood ever since. So this actually is the Hyde Amendment plus. Rape involving, statutory rape and not beat up rape or incest. Sorry. You must have that child. If you don't have the money for an abortion, you are forced to carry that child. I don't know if you're forced to raise it. Maybe that's the next step. Maybe the Republicans in Congress should add a provision. If you are statutorily raped, if you are the victim of incest, not only must you be forced to carry that child, to give birth to that child, you must be forced to keep it, and you should be forced to name it after your rapist. How's that? How about this? How about you get a tax penalty if you do not name that child after the rapist? That's what the Republicans should do. This should be the next Republican proposal. Forced pregnancy, forced childbirth, forced to name the child after the rapist. Sounds like a perfect Republican plan to me.